so welcome to our next lesson here in our chapter dedicated to the physical exercises of our lower back secrets system. Now, what we have covered so far is, to some degree, the most important parts, okay? We're talking about the big three. We've been talking about dog, we're talking about warrior. We said you're going to choose one or the other if need be. And then we talked about pulling the straight leg. And all of those are targeting that hamstring group, and all of those are building strength. Okay, but you know what? There's going to be a couple more really safe exercises that we're going to be putting into our sequence. So I just want to kind of share those with you here, explain them, and then when we go to our putting it all together lesson and I start mentioning those exercises, you'll understand that what they are, of course, as we describe them here, and then where they go in the lower back secret system. Okay, so we've discussed the core, right? We talked about the strong core, and I mentioned that whenever people are saying that the core is weak, being the reason why you have lower back pain, that's probably not the entire reason, but we also said what? We said, hey, let's strengthen our core anyway, because it's always a good idea. So we're going to show how to strengthen the core, and we're also going to show how to strengthen the back muscles. In fact, let's start with strengthening the back muscles themselves. So for strengthening the back muscles, there's a pose or an exercise that we call superhero. Okay, so it's kind of like you're flying through, through the universe, like Superman, and your arms are going to be off the ground. Let's go ahead and look at that. Go ahead and line your belly. Just flip on over, line your belly. And this is a pose that, again, kind of, as I had said when we talked about the back bends, you might feel sensitivity here in the back, okay? As you do what I'm going to suggest, you might feel a little sensitivity, but that's okay. This is not aggravating, this is not damaging, this is in no way doing any harm, this is just only doing good, even though you might feel it a little bit at first. So anyway, if you take your arms off the ground and your legs off the ground, okay, and this is it might look simple, but when you try it, you're going to realize, wow, this is really challenging. And you want it to be challenging because you want it to be strengthening all those muscles. And the way that you do that is you strengthen the legs, and you're going to feel these back muscles kind of really rise up and start to really become balanced and strong at the same time. And the idea is that the arms are reaching forward and the legs are reaching back, and the back muscles are engaging. Okay? So that's our superhero exercise. You can always rest here looking one way. Now, you can always lie on your back, on your belly here, no problem. This is not the same as lying on your back where you have to bend your knees. This is fine to lie straight if need be. Now, that superhero exercise would be done in our sequence more than once. When I show you the putting it all together lesson, you'll see that. Okay, but that's what it will be. Now let's go and show the core. Okay, so kind of flip on over and lie on your back and immediately bend your knees. Okay, so of course we know now that we do not lie with our legs straight. Well, the core that we're going to be really working on here has to be done in a way that's safe for the lower back. There's a lot of ways of doing core practices that involve forward bending and that involve aggravating the lower back. So our core exercises here are going to be targeting the entire abdominal structure, but of course keeping the back in a safe and smart position. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend the knees 90 degrees and cross one foot over the other foot and bring the hands behind the head. Now what we really want to see here is this, 90 degrees of the legs to the ground. This is perfect, knees bent, hips 90 degrees, and then all we want to do now is start to kind of do a traditional crunch. Okay, so maybe she can, and with the breath is fine, okay, so she can inhale down and exhale up, right, exhale, exhale, and now I would start counting here. Like for example, I could go 15, 14, like that, right? 13, 12. Now this is challenging for everybody, okay? And we want it to be challenging because again, we want to build strength in every muscle group in our body, including our core, including our abdominal zone, which we're doing here. Okay? Now when we want to rest, we would rest simply by putting the feet down and resting until we go to the next round. Okay, so as we look into the whole sequence now, and we're going to be putting it all together pretty soon. Look at the whole sequence. We have all of our elements covered, okay? We have our dog covered. We have our entrance to the dog covered. We have our warrior covered. We have our pull in the straight leg covered. We've now covered our superhero, and we've covered our abdominal core exercises. And those are going to be the components that all are going to make up our entire sequence and our entire system. Okay, so we're going to start the next lesson, put it all together so you understand really organically how to, make your own sequence based upon these components, so you really do understand everything about this, and empowered to do it anytime, whether you have a computer, you have a video available, or you just have your floor and your wall and your belt. You're going to know exactly what you're doing and exactly how to do this by yourself with our next lesson. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you at the next one.